Okay, so they start to vibrate more. Okay, these ones. Now when they start to vibrate, what are they going to do to their neighbors? It's like a chain reaction. The one beside it, if this one's vibrating quite hard, the one beside it, it's going to start getting bounced off. So it's going to start vibrating hard. Okay, and then this one is, and then this one is. And they travel, and it travels along, and it moves this way, and it will move out that way. That's kind of like how heat conducts. This piece heats up, and eventually the heat travels along the whole length. Does that make sense? But what's actually happening is the particles are vibrating more. So it's like if we got this little glass and I squashed you into this little corner here, or lined you up against the wall really tight like this side by side, and if I put the person on the end and I started shaking them like this, what would happen to the person beside? They'd be bumped into, and then they'd bump the next person, before you know them, they'd be all going all over the place. It's a little bit like that. Okay? So just remember that all particles, every substance that exists is made up of particles. Right? Those particles are constantly moving and vibrating. Okay? If you cool them down, it's like they get cold, they stop moving and they stop vibrating. If you can cool them down to minus 276 degrees, which is 0 degrees on the Kelvin scale, that's absolute zero. That's the point where they do not move at all. If you heat them up, they vibrate more, they bounce off each other more, and there's a knock-on effect, and that explains how heat conducts or travels along. What do you think would happen if you heat them and they keep getting more violent and more violent as they bounce around? Do you reckon they would get looser or tighter? Looser. And what will happen if you keep on heating them hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter? They'll come apart, and what's the word we give to them? If you heat something up, what does it do?
Melt.
It melts, exactly right. So because they get looser, that's when they start to turn into liquid, and we say it's melting.